Prynawn da, a chroeso I ddinas Cardiff ac I sermoni radio Prifysgol Cardiff. Good afternoon and welcome to the City of Cardiff and to the graduation ceremony of Cardiff University. I'm Louise Casella and it's with great pleasure that as University Director I welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. We're here to celebrate our students' achievements and I'm particularly pleased to welcome parents, family and friends to join in this celebration. I'm joined here on stage by the Vice President of the University, the Vice-Chancellor, academic staff and the Students' Union representative. The Vice President of the University, Lady Lynn Jones-Parry, will formally open proceedings and the Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David Grant, will receive all graduates to their awards. To my left is Professor David Skilton, the University's orator, and later he will introduce our Honorary Fellow. Honorary Fellowships are awarded at our graduation ceremonies to those who have achieved international distinction in their field. And today we are honoured to welcome Mr. Griff Rhys-Jones. Students, today marks a marvellous milestone in your life, as it does in the lives of those who have supported you over the last few years. It's good to see so many of them here today. I'm sure it will enhance your understanding and enjoyment of the day if we just spend a few moments going through the procedures for today's ceremony. For those of you receiving an award today, perhaps you thought passing your exams was the biggest challenge in gaining your degree, but an even larger challenge faces you today. You still have to cross this stage without tripping over and shake hands with the correct person. Please try not to seek your award from anyone other than the Vice-Chancellor. The order of proceedings is included in the programme, along with the words used for the various stages of the ceremony under the relevant headings. A presenter will read out the names of the students being received to the same award. When each name is called, the student will ascend the stage, walk towards the Vice-Chancellor and shake his hand gently, please. Whilst past experience has shown this can sometimes be a little more challenging for some than it sounds, your approach to the stage and your return to your seat will be carefully guided by our marshals, so do not worry. Once the ceremony is underway, it really is a case of follow the leader. When you leave the stage, you will stand with your group facing the stage and the Vice-Chancellor will formally receive you to your awards. You will doff in reply and then you'll be reseated by the marshals. When all awards have been received, the graduates will be asked to stand to receive the University's greetings. At the very end of today's ceremony, please then stand for the exit of the platform party. Can I ask, do you have a mobile phone with you? If so, can you check and please ensure it's switched off? We will be providing some musical entertainment later in the ceremony and I can assure you that it will be better than anything your combined ringtones can produce. Everyone, I know you are immensely proud of your graduate today, but can I invite you to clap only after the Vice-Chancellor has admitted each group of graduates to their awards and not as each one crosses the stage. This will ensure that your hands are still in reasonable working order by the end of the ceremony and that you make it out of here in time for your celebrations. Finally, please do enjoy the ceremony.
Prynhawn da a chroeso a Cardiff. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to St David's Hall here in Cardiff to our 2009 graduation ceremony. This ceremony is of great significance in the lives of each and every one of you, and I offer my personal congratulations to all of you graduating today. Your success is the culmination of many years of hard work, and you're entitled to feel proud of what you've achieved, as are your parents, partners, friends, and people who've supported you along the way. My name is Lynn Jones-Parry, and I'm privileged to be a Vice President of this magnificent university. As you all know, Cardiff is one of the most sought-after universities in the UK. Admission standards are high and selection fiercely competitive. The university is well respected internationally, as is demonstrated by the continued increase in international applications for places. Research-led teaching is one of the distinctive features of the university. You have benefited from some of the most original and pioneering thinkers in their chosen fields. Many of you have participated in research projects and developed skills which you'll take into your chosen careers. Whatever you do in the future, continue to learn, to question, to apply disciplined thought and challenge conventional wisdom. Cardiff University prides itself on involving you, the students, in the development and direction of your courses. The UK review body for university teaching gave us the highest possible rating for our standards of teaching and learning. They particularly praised partnerships with students at all levels of decision-making and the fact that students are regarded as members of the university and not customers. You should also be congratulated for studying at a fine academic school. As students of the School of English, Communication and Philosophy, you represent a rich variety of degree programmes in creative writing, in English language and communication, in critical and cultural theory, in English literature, and of course in philosophy. Skills developed at the schools have helped previous graduates go into successful careers in law, journalism, teaching, social work and entrepreneurship, among many others. One of the school's creative writing graduates, Deborah K. Davis, has just won the 2009 Wales Book of the Year Award. Congratulations on a wonderful achievement. The sporting achievements of our students have been enormous this year. Yet again, you've generously helped to teach your colleagues in Swansea the finer arts of rugby. And Cardiff's Jamie Roberts was an undoubted star of the Lions' recent tour of South Africa. Many of you will have taken part in Student Volunteering Cardiff, one of the largest such schemes in the country. In the past year, you've given 80,000 hours of your most precious commodity, your time. You've helped more than 800 people every week, and you're a prime reason why the university is so valued in the home community. The Times newspaper ranked Cardiff very highly for the quality of careers which its students follow around the world. Cardiff graduates are leaders in business, in the arts, in healthcare, diplomacy, and of course in all fields of academic study. And I know that you will build on their achievements. When I arrived here by train as an undergraduate in the 60s, it was pouring with rain, so no change there for October. I had an enormous case with no wheels with all my worldly goods, including my books. And after struggling to the digs in Penarth on a bus, quite frankly, I was just ready to go back home. But thank heavens I didn't. I owe so much to this university. My school had given me a very shaky grounding at A-level. I sat my practical biology exams at Sheffield University because my teacher didn't know how to set them up. But this university gave me a chance. It gave me confidence in myself to challenge and not take everything at face value. It gave me a degree and a unique exposure to Wales and its culture. And I participated in the intercollegiate Eisteddfod, where we beat ABBA at the very last event. The friends I made here are still among my closest. And last but not least, I met my husband here. We were president and vice president of the Students' Union together. In those days, there were 3,000 students, and the union was a small former church in Dumfries Place. Since then, the university has gone from strength to strength, both in size and reputation. That reflects the constant evolution of the university of which you are an integral part. It is far more than just beautiful buildings. Today, you join the worldwide family of Cardiff alumni. I hope that you'll come back and see us and continue to support us. Future generations must benefit, just as you have done, from the outstanding experience of being a student of Cardiff University. When you reflect in weeks to come and think of what you've achieved, please remember the support of your lecturers and the sacrifices and love of family and friends. Take with you all the best you've experienced here, learning to live in multicultural, diverse communities, respecting the differences of humankind. Indeed, this international gathering here today represents a mosaic of different cultures, experiences and attitudes, a powerhouse of potential and promise. You leave at a time that is difficult economically, but I hope you will remain optimistic and sharpen your skills and gain experience to be ready to exploit the upturn which will inevitably come. Take with you all that's good about Cardiff University. Be proud of what you've achieved. The future belongs to you. It's up to you to make your mark. On behalf of the university, I wish you and your families every success. Diolch yn fawr.
Nerth gwlad y gwybodaeth. Boed hysbys i holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. O dan awdurdod Charter Frenhinol y Brifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn y myfyrwyr sydd yn rhinwedd eu hastudiaethau eu hysgol Hictod wedi harholi'n briodol yn unol â statudau'r Brifysgol ac wedi cael yn deilwng o'i graddau. Wrth fawrygu llwyddiant yr rhai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, fe'i hatgoffwn eu cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu y werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddyn twy yw ceisio drwy eu cyflawniadau wasanaethu ar lles pawb, ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad eu gwybodaeth. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. Under the authority of the university's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtue of their studies and scholarship, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the university and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation and in doing so remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence on all things and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
I, Professor Terry Threadgold, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Nicole Briggs, Alexander Peter Kamana, Cara Krudge, Ewan Gareth Hopkins, Holly Tracy Lucas, Noor Faiza H. Mohammed Iwus, Heather Grace Prosser, Lauren Smoten, Birgitta Kar Swangenstein, Yueru Zhang, Amy Shan Cartwright, Christiane J. Graves, Elizabeth Jane Keeping, Chantel Elaine Cross, Bethany Edwards, Harriet Elizabeth Evans, Andrew Woods, Emma Clark, Eleanor Rose Williams, Ira Medi Gwilym, Ira, thank you, Lara Jane White, Hilary Claire Anderson, Sarah Elizabeth Armstrong,
Naunda, good afternoon. At this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, it is a tradition of the university for the Vice-Chancellor to speak in Welsh to receive each group of graduates to their awards. The Welsh phrase I will use, when translated, means, through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to the degree which I will name, and to all the privileges of that degree. Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddirchiedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Laura Catherine Barnes. Victoria Helen Bailey. Peter Zygmunt Vodkiewicz. Laura Rosanna Butler. Matthew Campbell. Craig Cannings. Lisa Marie Collins. Rebecca Duffett. Mary Edwards. Rachel Clare Greenwood. Lainey Alice Gregory. Georgina Hayes. Scott Ronald Henderson. Georgina Lois Hibbard. Louisa Mary Hocking. Natalie Howard. Benjamin Jonathan Hughes. Lorna Hull. Laura Johns. Adam Kidd. Emma Lacey.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddirchiedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffraniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Daniel Lang. Hayley Laycock. Amy Louise McLaughlin. Ashley Rachel Mogford. Riaz Muhammad. Laura Morgan. Lynette Marie Parr. Gemma Claire Phillips. Elizabeth Ann Purchase. Sarah Ross. Carla May Small. Joanna Charlotte Toomer. Michael David Ross Willett. Hannah Bird. Richard James Bradley. Amy Megan Chesterfield. Samantha Curry. Alison Jane Dairy. Hayley Louise Davis. Judith Davis. Flavia Esposito. Mary Suzanne Findlay. Stephanie French.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymdrechiadwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffyrniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Joanne Gray Joseph. Camille Angel Annie Hamilton. Sarah Margaret Hinder. Nicola Ann Dixon Johnson. Megan Jones. Rebecca Jones. Jessica Kelly. Mina Chiarudi. Joanna Le Guin de la Croix. Christopher Priest Lloyd. Glesney Wynne Lloyd. Joseph Charlie Painter. Claudia Eva Pang. Hannah Louise Pawley. Gavin Phelps. Harry Phillips. Hannah Rachel Powell. Phoebe Pryor. Gail Elizabeth Race. Benjamin Thomas Reynolds. Rachel Robbins.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymdrechiadwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffyrniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Lucy Andrea Rowe. Amelia Segroy. Edmund Allen Shires. Eleanor Rachel Smith. Pippa Simons. Sophia Tosin. Peter John Wallace. Tara Walsh. Gemma Jones. Sorrel Louise Christine Ahern. Padraig Allen. Hannah Elizabeth Bagnall. Kylie Patricia Barker. Emma Louise Barlow. Gemma Batstone. Victoria Beddoe. Samuel Robert Beeson. Amanda Jane Berry. Michelle Bethel. Matthew James Graham Brett.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac ei holl ffyrania gradd hon. Congratulations.
Grace Brown. Georgia Eleanor Burdett. Elizabeth Laurel Byrne. Louise May Chalmers. Lucy Christophides. Robert James Clifford. Georgina Elizabeth Coles. Emily Cooper. Ruth Jennifer Corbett. Natalie June Couchman. Heather Jane Coutanche. Peter Crawley. Lauren Kate Curley. Emma Elizabeth Davis. Catherine Sarah Davis. Lisa Claire Davis. Myrwen Davis. Morgan John McRae Davis. Andrew James Dickens. Eleanor Barbara Dixon. Harriet Rose Doyle.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac ei holl ffrenia radd hon. Congratulations.
Rachel Elizabeth Edmonds. Stephen Christopher Edmonds. Jennifer Claire Edwards. Robert Edwards. Lamorna Elmer. Siobhan Evans. Amy Rachel Feldman. Amy Fitzgerald. Samantha Fraser. Daniel Robert Gerke. Kimberly Gilling. Sarah Grocott. Nicola Groves. Laura Harding. Emily Harris. Katie Elizabeth Harris. Laura Jane Holmes. Stephanie Ann Hughes. Alice Hunt. Katie Rebecca Jacobs. Anna Elizabeth Jenkins.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffreniau radd hon. Congratulations.
Laura Jane Jenkins. Freya Gwenthlean Jones. Rhiannon Murray Jones. Eleanor Jocelyn. Charlotte Louise Keenan. Emma Kelvey. Shazia Charlotte Kawaja. Kirsten Jennifer Knight. Charlotte Louise Lakin. Hannah Lewis. Katie Jane Lewis. Renee Lim. Charlotte Priyan Lowe. Kaylee Mackenzie. Asha Malik. Luke Patrick Derek Marchant. Benjamin Owen Marshall. Charlotte Massey. Holly Matthias. Claire May. Helen Mackenzie.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi, derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffreniau'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Hannah Cara McQueen. David Rees Medlicott. Jennifer Miles. Thomas James Mogford. Rachel Morgan. Rona Elizabeth Morris. Rebecca Jane Moyle. Lucinda Marion Kate Murray. Laurel Grace Newnham. Amanda Nichols. Kate Louise Norris. Hannah Victoria Parker. Naomi Bryony Parker. Victoria Parting. Hannah Elizabeth Pearce. Louise Eleanor Peat. Rosemary Peat. Josh Pettit. Charlotte Katie Pillar. Hazel Plush. Victoria Louise Pope.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffyranio radd hon. Congratulations.
Alice Potter. Arlene Zara Powell. Clementine Joy Chasey Prest. Joanna Claire Price. Luke Philip Proctor. Anna Keridwen Prothero. Lowry Bethan Raworth. Amy Louise Redding. Amanda Rees. Luke Rees. Bethan Nia Hridian. Catherine Susan Rimmer. Hannah Jane Ricks. Sophie Robinson. Hannah Louise Rogers. Francesca Russell. Laura Sandham. Jodie Leanne Scher. Emma Louise Schofield. Emily Sloman. Rosemary Alice Smithhurst. Robert Smith.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffyrania rath hon. Congratulations.
Philippa Staveley. Alexander Darren McNeil Stewart. Sophie Laura Sturgis. Rachel Kate Sweet. Sian Simons. Rebecca Elizabeth Taylor. Zara Louise Taylor. James Michael Temperton. Nicola Turner. Hannah Thompson Yates. Andrew Richard Michael Tweddle. Charlotte Louise Simons Undy. Thomas Victor. Michelle Walbridge. Jessica Wheatley. Robert John Williams. Victoria Ann Williams. Emma Louise Wise. Nisha Nicole Worrell Wilkinson. Elizabeth Ray. Catherine Frances Ray.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol ymddirchiedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rath baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffreinio rath hon. Congratulations.
Lara Margaret Mary Reeford. Sarah Elizabeth Wright. Abigail May Young Powell. Kimberly Jade Taylor. Claire Rebecca Briegel. Emily Elizabeth Brownlee. Jessica Lauren East. Alex Gwilliam. Alexandra Huggett. Holly Emma Jones. Matthew Merry. Emily Holland Toyne. Elizabeth Claire Vick. Emma West. Patrick Burton. Elizabeth Rebecca Church. Georgia Cook. Richard Allen Davis. Geraint Hugh Dennison. Stephen Dole. Emily Faye Hughes.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I rath baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I hoff ffreniau'r rath hon. Congratulations.
Gemma Louise Jenkins. Eleanor Jane Markey. Hannah Lowry Pritchard. Sarah Denise Skyer. Samantha Louise Williams. Francesca Boyles. Megan Lowry Davis. Nathan Forrester. Andrew Paget. Stanley Ward Simpson Wells. Lindsay Elizabeth Scudra. Sarah Lynn Thomas. Rosanna Eastoe. Sean Edwards. Eleanor Footman. Dominic Matthew Luke Gilbert. Joe Hale. Jake Kendall. Stefan Davidson Swemmer. Luke Tunstall. Benjamin K.G. Joanna Meek. Dominic Mukwamba Sendell. Sarah Murphy.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I rath baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I hoff ffreniau'r rath hon. Congratulations.
Nicola Francis Robson. Daniel Shuka. Rachel Armstrong. Charlotte May Howe. Georgina Elizabeth Wolfrey. Kerry Aston. Megan Elizabeth Grace Beardsley Price. Oliver Frederick Bennett. Francis Black. Rosie Louise Christos. Christopher Dudley. Jennifer Entercott. Catherine Ann Gale. Heather Louise Godwin. James Christopher Gray. Jennifer Grigg. Ewan Llŷr Thomas Hennahan. Rachel Mary Hook. Patrick Jean. Ian John Kerr. Daniel David Knight. Catherine McCulloch.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol am ddirchiedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffranio'r radd hon. Congratulations.
Grace Emily Francis Moore. Alexander Neal. Catherine Alice Razel. Lucy Sabrina Reynolds. Matthew James Roberts. Michael James Shon. Rachel Louise Silverlight. Christopher John Smith. Dominic Smith. Alexander Thomas. Justin William Ying Yao. Adam Joseph Malloy. Jonathan Mark Chivers. Rebecca Elizabeth Evans. Francis House. Matthew Morgan King. Samuel Alexander McCarroll. Daniel Phipps. Philippa Sarah Thomas. Emma Victoria Wilson. James Frederick Bartlett. Harriet Tyson. Rhian Lovelace.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol am ddirchiedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I radd baglor yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffranio'r radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Terry Threadgold, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Arts. Thomas William Constant. Samantha Claire Austin. Sally Blaine. Jodie Louise Palmer. Robert Berwin Price. Jaya Shirley Hillman. Adam James Sharp. Emily Jane Cole. Hannah Patricia Harmon. Rachel Elizabeth Jones. Thomas Alexander Kay. Lara Lane. Elizabeth Jane Lane. Giles Alexander Langston. Alice Leonard. Catherine Margaret Phelps. Sally Jane Smallman.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I roth athro yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffraniau roth hon. Congratulations.
Michelle Jane Smith. Alan Dayan Thomas. Eve Elizabeth White. Jennifer Ruth Willis. David Hugh Rees. Mark Shutsu Ye. Rachel Cohen. Sheila Margaret Leach. Amar Mahdi. Esme Patricia Turner. Claire Ann Evans. Claire Hopkin. Ruth Teresa Calway. Alala Anika Mohajirani. Catherine Mary Smith. John Gibson Whittles.
Trwy awdurdod a brifysgol a ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I roth athro yn y celfyddydau ac I holl ffraniau roth hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Terry Threadgold, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Kevin Edge. Mark Griffiths. Edwina Higgins. Lisa Holly Howard-Dring. Shanti Chandran Sundaran. Yanling Su. Kuoping Tai. Lucy Jane Thomas. Bernard Lascombe van Lierop.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi I rath doethyr mewn athroniaeth ac I holl ffyrania rath hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Terry Threadgold, introduce those who have been received as an associate of the Cardiff International Academy of Voice. Raggiele Paolo.
Trwy awdurdod y brifysgol, ymddiriedwyd I mi derbaniaf chwi fel cyd-ymaith Academig Llais Rhyngwladol Caerdydd. Congratulations.
Can I invite all of you who've received your awards this afternoon to stand so that you can receive the greetings of the University and of the Students' Union from Lady Jones Parry and Mr Ben Bryant.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad dros lwydd ac anrhydedd ein prifysgol a'n gwlad. May your care ever be for the success and good name of our university and our country.
You are now members of the distinguished alumni of this university. May your association with the university be cherished and be constant throughout your life, and may your care ever be for the fellowship of our university and the welfare of all people.
Congratulations. Before you sit down, I'm sure that all you very proud graduates would like to join in a long-standing tradition at these ceremonies at Cardiff, and that is to pay a special tribute to your families and friends who have supported you in so many ways over so many years, emotionally, academically, and I'm sure not least financially. And indeed to thank the academic staff and all who have helped you reach this important point in your life today. So can I invite you then to turn around, greet your family and friends. If they can't be with us, give us a wave to the webcam and let's do it over there. And say a very big and special public thank you to them all. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Vice-Chancellor. Born in Cardiff with grandparents at Trehondda, at school in Essex and reading history and English at Cambridge, Griff Rhys-Jones has, as he revealed when he featured on the television series Who Do You Think You Are?, a complex set of memories and inheritances. To enjoy the comfortable levels of Cambridgeshire while knowing that there are hills to climb gives an excellent start in life. His undergraduate director of studies reports that he was a good student who often had his mind on other things. Those other things included the Footlights Club, of which he was vice president, and the ADC, of which he was president. These are institutions, sir, which have launched many of our best on their careers. Griff Rhys-Jones's first huge successes were in Not the 9 O'Clock News and in Alas, Smith and Jones, which won an international Emmy during its 11-series run. Equally at home on radio, he won a Sony Award for Do Go On, while his drama resume is too extensive to read, including, as it does, 2 Laurence Olivier Awards in 1984 and 94 for Best Comic Performances in Charlie's Aunt and in An Absolute Turkey. His screen career is equally successful. He starred in the cult comedy hit Wilt and in Mine All Mine by Cardiff fellow Russell T. Davies. His Talkback radio production company and Talkback television have launched several very famous careers. He still had time for cultural documentaries on Kipling, John Betjeman, and Arthur Ransome. He has the happy knack of putting his personal and professional interests and skills at the service of the public's delight in timely fashion, making excellent television and widely sold books of them. Rhys-Jones, as a grown-up Arthur Ransome character, appeared in print in 2003 with the very successful Penguin travel book To the Baltic with Bob. There have been other travel and adventure books, often accompanying television series, like the one on British mountains, for example. His latest, Rivers, A Voyage to the Heart of Britain, is due out on the 23rd of this month, a few days ahead, as usual, of a television series. He found in restoration yet another way of combining his interests with public entertainment and information. The project nearest his own heart has clearly been the Hackney Empire, which is also perhaps the most successful of his many fundraising efforts. I recently, sir, paid a visit to Hawes in North Yorkshire, where the Gale Mill had been runner-up, just runner-up, in the public's choice in restoration. The place name sign should read Hawes, headquarters of the Griff Rhys-Jones Appreciation Society. This situation being apparently replicated throughout the land, he seemed to me in terrible danger. Within a whisker, that is, of being declared a national treasure. But not one to submit without struggle, he grasped time by the forelock and devised a 2-part series for BBC Two called Losing It, in the course of which he revealed a minor character imperfection. I do get cross, he admits. Indeed, in that old game in which one had to list one's favourite among the 7 deadly sins, it seems his would have been ire. This has saved him, sir, from secular apotheosis. How much better to be a complex person of brilliant talents than a national treasure, an icon, or an abstraction? It is in this concrete embodiment that I present him for an honorary fellowship. Anrhydeddus is ganghellor, cyflwyna fi ti Griff Rhys-Jones fel cymrawd anrhydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y cyngor derbaniaf chwi fel cymrawd anrhydydd Prifysgol Caerdydd.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Vice-Chancellor, orator, fellow graduates today, but most of all, perhaps, friends, mums and dads, thank you. And I'm here, as it were, to thank the university on your behalf. What I've witnessed is an extraordinary ceremony which happens in sepulchral silence, which is one of its most amazing values, because everybody here, these graduates here today have laboured long and hard to get their degrees, and I've just come up the M4. And I'm slightly conscious that they had to take their degrees without saying any words at all, and I'm here to speak up, as it were, for my fellowship. which I'm happy to do. When Roy Jenkins was first made Home Secretary, and I know I can see there are a few blank faces looking at me here, but Roy Jenkins was a very important politician in Harold Wilson's cabinet, and some of you up there obviously know who I'm talking about. In fact, I should imagine quite a few of you actually voted for him. But when he was first made Home Secretary, they decided they better show him some of the things that he was going to be in charge of. So they took him off to Pentonville Prison, and he was famously a very suave, sort of charming, slightly bogus Welshman, rather like myself. And they lined up all the old lags, all the tax avoiders and the criminals up in that sort of well in the middle of Pentonville, and he stood in front of them, and he looked out at them, and he said in his charming way, "How nice to see you all here." But I think it's particularly nice to see all of you up there in the ashtrays here as well, because there are two great reasons why this is an enormous honour for me, this fellowship, and they're called my mother and my father. My mother, partly because, as I stand here, I'm actually wearing this hat, I look remarkably like her, and my father, because he is a graduate, he's an alumnus of this university. And he was a Cardiff boy, and he went to Cardiff University, and it meant an enormous amount to him. He said to me once, he said, "I don't think that school days, even though they're trumpeted as being, are the best days of your life. They certainly weren't the best days of my life. The best days of my life was when I was at university." And I can echo that. I had an absolute riot when I was at university. I had a fantastic time, and not the least because of the friends I made, people I still work with. I mean, it may frighten you to know that Rory McGrath was actually at college with me, but there was a sense that, you know, I still spend a great deal of time with people that I met and made friends with at university. And it's a rather wonderful thing that, although you're not aware of it now, one of the greatest things that you'll have done here, I hope, is make friends. But on the way, there are people who've supported you. As I listened to that extraordinary piece of oratory, that extraordinary citation, I was very aware that that was the sort of thing that my father would have smiled at and my mother believed. It's, along the way, a whole series of adventures that have been supported by my mother and father. My father was a doctor, and we had to move away from Cardiff. I was born here, not here as far as I know, although I was born in somewhere called St David's. So if it was here, it was rather a remarkable birth, but I think it was in a little cottage hospital, which is just around the corner. And then I was dragged kicking and screaming away from Cardiff, but apparently I did quite a lot of that at the age of 6 months. And we went to live in Epping, and I became one of the Epping Welsh. But my father had come from, there were only 5 of us, and they all lived in Hartland Road in our house. But I have to say, years later, when I was working with some particularly virulent Welsh nationalists in Mine or Mine, one of the actors turned to me and he said, "Oh, it must have been difficult for you, Griff, being there in London, being brought up there, because I imagine you got a lot of anti-Welsh prejudice, did you, there in London?" And I said, "Well, you know, to be honest, I never experienced, I don't think anybody really noticed or cared." "Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about." So I suppose I have experienced anti-Welsh prejudice on the way. But when I did Who Do You Think You Are, they sent me off to find out who I was. I was rather surprised to find the history. The one thing that ran through it was this, that my great-great-great-grandfather on my father's side he was a stonemason in Betws-y-Coed, and he sent his children to school, and one of them became a builder, a sort of much more of a sort of contract builder. And that man thought that education was really important, and he sent his son to school, and he became a chemist. And that chemist thought education was so important that he sent both his sons to grammar schools, and they both became doctors. And then my father sent me to university, and I became a low comedian on the television. But the idea of education was central to what my parents thought about life. It still makes me slightly jittery. I still get exam dreams. I'm sorry to frighten you with this idea, waking up and thinking, but I don't do French. And the whole emphasis in my family was going on to get a degree. So he'd be extremely proud to see me here. But I want to say to all you parents up there, and thank you, because I know that you've worked very, very hard, many of you, to get your kids to this state. You've had to put up with those trainers in the hall. You've probably even bought, as I did, a huge bass amplifier, which then had to be carted off to university, and as far as I could see, was just used as a sort of coffee table for the rest of the time. You've worked enormously hard in order, and made sacrifices in order that your children should find themselves with a good career in the future and earn a bit of money themselves, and then as soon as possible stick you in an old people's home. But well done. Well done to all of you. And to all of you who got your degree today, well done to you too. Because just remember this, in the future, when you go on to life, just remember what you've learned. Keep your eye on the road ahead. Don't turn off to the left or the right. Don't pay any attention to what anybody says to you. If you see a stop light in front of you, just go for it. Go straight through. Ignore all the road signs and go your own way. Because in the end, although you may not succeed in your chosen career, there'll always be a career for you as a Cardiff taxi driver. All joking apart, I'm very, very honoured to have this honorary fellowship. Thank you.
To introduce from the university's Cardiff International Academy of Voice, student Rhys Jenkins, performing Largo al Factotum from the Barber of Seville, accompanied by Caradog Williams.
Per un barbiere di qualità. Oh, bravo Figaro, bravo, bravissima, bravo! La. Fortunatissimo per verità, bravo! La. Fortunatissimo per verità, fortunatissimo per verità, la. Pronto per tutto l'anno e il giorno, sempre in tonno in giro sta, me lo cuccagno per un barbiere, vite più nobile non si dà. La. Rasuri e pettini, lancieri e forbici al mio comando, tutto qui sta. Rasuri e pettini, lancieri e forbici al mio comando, tutto qui sta. Bella risorsa, poi dal mestiere, con la donnetta, col cavaliere, con la donnetta, la 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 l'era, col cavaliere, tra la 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 la, che bel vivere, che bel piacere, che bel piacere, per un barbiere di qualità, di qualità. Tutti mi chiedono, tutti mi vogliono, donne e ragazzi, vecchie e fanciulle, con la parrucca, presto la barba, con la sanguina, presto il biglietto, tutti mi chiedono, tutti mi vogliono, tutti mi chiedono, tutti mi vogliono, quella parrucca, presto la barba, presto il biglietto, e Figaro, 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 ui, Figaro! Ahimè, ahimè, che furia, ahimè, che voglia, una alla volta, per carità, per carità, per carità, una alla volta, una alla volta, una alla volta, per carità. Figaro, son qua, Figaro! Qua, Figaro là, Figaro qua, Figaro là, Figaro su, Figaro giù, Figaro su, Figaro giù. Rondo bondissimo, sol come il fulmine, sono infettato delle città. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Ah, bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, ah, bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo. Arrivatuna, 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 non mancherà. La 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 lira, la 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 lira, la 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 lira, la 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 la. Arrivatuna, 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 non mancherà. Sono il factotum della città, sono il factotum della città, della città, della città, della città.
As Vice President of the University, it's now my duty to draw these proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the university calendar, and for me it's been a joy to be part of it and to see so many happy faces. Keep that enthusiasm. I wish you every success. Thank you.